Welcome everybody to Go Global World, the 18th GGW Sharks. I'm so excited to see you all today. It's about 250 RSVPs and it's been counting. So a lot of interest as usual. We have this weekly event. Sometimes we have breaks for some weeks, like we did on the past week. But it doesn't stop us to move on fast and with a lot of people giving you a chance to pitch. So today we have a new panel with some new investors joining us. I'm so excited. I will present them in a few seconds. And before we get started, of course, I will, as usual, show a few slides about Global World and some rules we should all follow to make this event organized. And yes, today is my birthday. I'm 39, so let's celebrate it together. The best way to celebrate is to actually work. So that's why we're all here and really excited to have all of you with me today. And the best present for me, if you all pitch well today, and of course, sign up for our platform. So if you create a startup investor profile, that would be the best present for me. And this is how we will help you to meet investors. Now, I'm going to share the screen and show a few slides about us, present our team, and of course, our investors. Go Global World. Go Global World has been used to be just a community for investors and startups, but now we are a technology startup where we connect startups and investors. For investors, we actually try to save their time by organizing their inbound deal flow from funding requests coming from by email and other messengers. How do we do this? We actually create a investor profile that analyzes every inbound deal, and instead of for investors to analyze it manually, the system provides the result instantly, and so investors only focus on those startups that really fit their criteria, and saving them tons of time on inbound traffic. So what do we do is we create investor profile where startups are coming in your branded profile with seeing your investor criteria, they apply, and the system instantly tells startup if they're a good fit for investor or not. And investor get these decisions right in their dashboard, so they don't have to analyze this manually, and all this information is stored in one place, saving tons of time for investors. For startups, they have one pager that they also can share with investors, where it contains only the key information that allows investors to take a decision fast. It contains a video pitch, text pitch, all key metrics investors are looking for, and of course, your pitch deck. So in a matter of seconds or minutes, investors are taking their decision whether it's a fit for them to continue with you or not. So increasing your time to meet the right investors. And I like to say here for startups that while you do your job, the system is pitching on your behalf 24/7, bringing you only warm, interested investors. Now, within the platform, you also match with investors, and the investors match with you. So both sides decide whether they want to pass on a specific person or connect. And if two people decide to connect, then the chat gets activated, and only then they can communicate. So no more time wasted on irrelevant people. Only relevant will continue speaking to each other, and it's all automated. Now, the best present, as I say, you can make for my birthday today is to just register and try it for yourself. I'll be happy to have your feedback on anything you see on our platform to make it better. So GGW Sharks, the 18th event on May 12th. We have amazing panel of investors today. Zamir Shukho from Vibranium VC, Bill Reichert from Pegasus Tech Ventures, Evie and Nguyen from Blackhorn Ventures, Paul Monahan from SOSV, he will join in a bit, hopefully, and Devin Brown, also a new investor, VC associate from TechNexus Venture Collaborative. Well, I'm so excited to have this panel, and I will let investors to present themselves. Now, let's talk about the rules. The rules are quite simple, but super important for us to follow. Please keep yourself muted all the time to make it organized. Otherwise, you will distract investors and those who are presenting, which make it not good for those who present, and of course, can reduce time for others to pitch. except for investors. Investors can keep them unmuted all the time. Raise your hand to pitch. You will have only 2 minutes for your pitch without slides and questions. Investors can ask you as many questions as they want. Of course, they will try to shorten their questions to allow more people to pitch, but it depends on their own decision how long they want to ask the questions. What the basic criteria we expect from you: evidence of sales. You have to be a new startup or never pitched before, intellectual property, and scalable business model. Please respect time. It's only 2-hour event max. Of course, if you're already registered today, we'll try to give you priority among others. The priority also have those who are existing subscribers, paying members of Global World. They will be pitching first. And those who didn't pitch last time, you will also have a priority as well. Just ping me in the chat or ping my colleague Alex Uglov here in the chat. We will let you pitch first. And of course, if you don't get to pitch, you will have a priority to pitch next time. So don't worry about that. And finally, ideal 2-minute elevator pitch is that keep it as a story. Get to the point of what you do and why you're unique. And of course, don't forget to say about your traction. And if you pitched before, tell us what significantly has changed if you pitch again. And that's it. So if you have any questions to me or my team, this is our website and our email. Also, I want to say that we have our new colleague here and also in Zoom, Alex Uglov. You can find him here in the chat. He will be supporting me on the back stage. And you will connect with him, and we will be able to continue speaking with Alex after the event as well. So that's it on my end. Let's present the investors. And let's start with Devin.
How's it going, everyone? Devin Brown here. Currently, I'm a venture capital associate with TechNexus Venture Collaborative, a VC firm out of Chicago, and really excited to be here today and listen to all you all pitch your ideas, and always excited to meet founders throughout the community.
All right, thank you so much. Great to have you, and welcome to be the first time a shark on our event. You're Reichert. You're not the first time.
Thank you, Danil. And thank you for having me back. Always fun. Everybody, I'm Bill Reichert. I'm a general partner at Pegasus Tech Ventures. Pegasus is a global venture capital firm. We've got over $2 billion of assets under management, and we've got a network of multinational corporations that is over 35 multinationals strong. We are investors across pretty much every technology sector, across pretty much every stage, and across a global number of geographies. We're headquartered here in Silicon Valley, but we have offices around the world, and we are willing and able to invest, flexibly in early stage companies with the objective of finding companies that have some strategic connection or value or potential with our network of corporate partners. So that's the Pegasus model.
Thank you so much, Bill. Every time you're here, it's great to have you. And Bill, by the way, have great events that is called World Cup.
Startup Cup, right.
Startup World Cup. Please remember this, because this is a great competition for you to actually participate as well.
Thank you, Dan.
Zamir, your turn.
Well, happy birthday, my friend. It's always good, to get 1 year wiser. So I wish you all the best in your endeavor, and you and your team are doing great. My name is Zamir Shukho. I'm a founder and GP of Vibranium VC Venture Fund, and we make startups stronger, because Vibranium is something that can make you stronger. We invest in B2B SaaS startups, US-based companies. Seed stage is our sweet spot. That's where we can give the most value to the founders. And we typically invest up to $500,000 in our first check. And then we follow on during the Series A with a 1.5 million check. We also help foreign founders to soft lend in the United States. We have completed our first soft lending program recently. And some of the people, some of the judges here were present at the demo day. So later down the road, midsummer, we're going to launch the second batch, and I will notify everybody. I'll notify Daniel and the GGW team about that. But today, be very sharp, watch the time, tell us about your exciting endeavors and your technologies. Let us know some interesting numbers, and good luck to all the presenters. Thank you.
Thank you, Zamir, as well as Bill and Zamir. They all both early Sharks since the beginning, and so grateful you guys are here. And of course, this event, I've been also at Zamir's events of landing. It's been amazing. So definitely should check out their program too. Evie, please, your turn.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Daniel, for having me here. So I work with Blackhorn Ventures as a venture partner. We are an early stage fund focused on companies that are driving the efforts around decarbonization and the energy transition. So if I say no later, I would say that 90% of the time, it's more that we just have a very strict mandate and less about my personal interest in your business. But broadly speaking, we look at companies in the construction and built environment space, supply chain, transportation, and logistics, as well as energy. And we invest up to Series A with max check size of about 5 million. Looking forward to meeting everyone today.
Sounds exciting. So we have really awesome investors panel, and we're not gonna wait for more, and let's get started right now. Those who raise hands will get a chance to pitch in the order we receive hands with the priorities I mentioned. So, and some people already raised. So let's start with David Mead. He pitched before, so Zamir and Bill saw him before, but you guys didn't. So let's start with David. David, you ready?
Yeah, hi. Happy birthday, Danielle. Thank you for this opportunity. I really appreciate it. I'm David Mead, the CEO of Terra Bioforge. I sold my previous company, Lucigen, for 70 million, and I also invented a molecular tool that sold nearly 1 billion in product through Thermo Fisher. Terra Bioforge was founded to dramatically reduce genetically encoded drug production and discovery costs using our novel proprietary technology, saving billions of dollars in manufacturing costs. We are a commercial stage fee-for-service company with strong IP, and we are on track to make $1 million in revenues this year. We're looking to raise 3 million in a seed round at a 10 million pre-money valuation to commercialize our own assets and license them to pharma companies. The go-to-market strategy is to reduce the production costs for 3 very expensive drugs, saving about $1 billion in cost of goods for each one of those. The IP will be worth hundreds of millions of dollars for one compound, and we can repeat that for several others. We have ongoing discussions with 2 pharma companies for this new business model, and we are one of only 2 companies worldwide with this unique capability. The exit strategy is to patent protect the production of several existing valuable drugs and license or sell those assets for 9 figures, about a 50x return on investment. And we have a group that will invest 500,000 once we have a lead investor. So looking forward to connecting. Thank you very much.
Thank you, David. Dear Sharks, your questions.
David, I'm a recovering chemical engineer speaking here. You've piqued my interest with manufacturing. I'm curious, what can you speak more to the technology at hand? Is this kind of computational process optimizations, or is there hardware involved? What all is actually going on with the technology and what
it's
you're looking
synthetic biology. So we're using a new CRISPR technology to pull out these really large, complicated pathways out of their existing host, which is very inefficient at making them, and putting it into a heterologous host that will overproduce the compound.
Got it. And are you planning to sell to contract manufacturers or to the pharma companies that do their own manufacturing? What scale of business do you initially intend to go after?
Primarily API, active pharmaceutical ingredient producers are the main folks that are interested in this. We have a great discovery model as well that would be of interest to a broader base of pharma companies, but we're going after reducing cost of goods for manufacturing at this point.
Great, thanks so much.
So David, the way you presented, it sounded like you are up and running and in business and producing, because you're going to do $1 million in revenues this year. And then the more you presented, the less clear it was whether you were up and running and producing, because
yes.
you are in discussions. What is your real status?
So right now we are a CRO company, contract research organization, pay for work. It's not a high value for shareholders. It won't make a ton of money. We want to pivot to overproducing these certain assets and licensing and selling them to large pharma companies. And the upside is significantly greater. And so we're in discussions with two pharma companies to explore their pain points and which compounds they want to have overproduced.
So you are generating some revenues doing contract research, but are those payers, are your customers also the ones that are likely to be your future customer? Are you
mostly ag tech types of companies right now, as opposed to, we're engineering biocontrol compounds and nitrogen fixation.
And is there a reason why you wouldn't tell us the 3 drugs that you're going to be producing, or it sounded like you have 3 targets?
Yeah, so cyclosporin, plodepsin, and a new one-pot manufacturing for penicillin, 4th, 5th generation analogs.
And presumably they're all off patent now. Is that the situation?
You can't patent natural products anymore unless you modify them. So yes, they're all long gone.
Okay.
The value is in this manufacturing. It will be brand new IP that will be protecting the ability to overproduce it a bit compared to the old school models of whatever the bug does for you now.
David, what's the revenue model?
So it's mostly a licensing revenue model. We are not going to manufacture. I mean, we were talking about really large fermentation, purification, FDA types of things. Our goal is to engineer the strain and show that it overproduces a compound and then license it to the API producer.
Okay, so your IP is in the microbes or in the whatever that you're saying.
But the licensing margins are unbelievable, 90-95%.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
All right. Any more questions, Devin? No more questions.
Fortunately, I'm going to have to be out on this one. Not because of the company, but because it doesn't fit with my firm's investment thesis.
All right. Thank you very much, Sharks. Thank you, David. And we will see you on the next one. And please stay till the end to support others. And we'll continue. And the next presenter will be, we have 97 people in Zoom, so we just about to hit the limit. The next presenter is Alan Brunton. Alan, you ready?
I am so ready. Danil, once again, I almost, as the next opera singer, I almost burst out to sing happy birthday to you. Thank you so much for putting this together. Alan Brunton, CEO, founder of Symetrax Incorporated. And what we have done is create software that will take digital audio and make it healthier for the brain. The way I can say this is because we've done one trial at James Madison University, at the Continuing Education University, their Communication Science and Disease, where they have shown that our technology is positive in nature for as a daily therapy for PTSD and for autism. Now, how many people listen to digital audio? Well, everyone here does, that's for sure. But that's over 5 billion people globally each day. What we have done is create software that will analyze digital audio very quick, locate where specific frequencies are that have been in clinical trials identified through MIT, Johns Hopkins, Harvard, and Oxford, to give a better signal to the brain. And then everybody knows that white noise, found in all digital audio, reduces your cognitive ability and puts you to sleep. Our technology, which is patented, will take any digital audio, locate where those good frequencies are, lock onto them, and then reduce the volume of the white noise in between. So without changing the quality of the recording, the user now has more energy, less stress, and a higher cognitive focus. When we first started going out looking to find out who was going to be listening, we went after podcasters. Podcasters loved what we were doing, but our basic model that is available for anybody to use was $1 per minute rendering. Podcasters couldn't afford that. Within 2 weeks, we have a subscription model coming out so that people will be able to use 500 minutes at only a cost of $30.
How long you bust time? Please wrap it up.
So anyway, we're looking to be able to bring this technology out to everybody. It is so broad. Would love to be able to talk to anybody on a one-to-one. I'll put in more information. Looking forward to talk to everybody in this group. And thanks again, Daniel. Happy birthday.
Thank you very much. Dear Sharks, what's your questions?
So, Alan, I'm sorry if I missed it, but it sounds like you're trying it out in a variety of places and getting some interest, but you don't have commercial customers yet, or do you? Do you have?
No. Yeah, we do. Elite CEU, Continuing Education University, is one of our largest clients right now. They have extracted all of their audio from their continuing education videos, run it through our software, and put it back so that when people do watch the training video, instead of falling asleep after 15 minutes, now then they have more focused attention. They are showing a higher pass rate than what the previous year was. And when asked the customers, what did you remember the most, or what really hit upon you whenever you listen to this, they say everything, because I just felt like I was ready to take this out into the real world. We're partnering with so many other people right now that we have a stack of things that we're doing, but we are a very young company, and we would love to be able to go into our first ask, which is $1 million, to be able to fill up the other C-suite seats within our company. But as I said, would just love to talk to this great panel to be able to find out your own information, what you believe we can do, how fast we can get there, and
okay,
to be able to change the world.
Can you? I mean, is your demo? Is it obvious, or is it clear? Not necessarily obvious. What is different if you show us a demo? I mean, can we see a demo that is, here's video before, here's video after, and there's a clear indication that there's a value prop in there?
Can I add to that question? Because what is very important when you're doing something innovative like you do is, how do you prove that this really works? So what is the measurable result of your innovation that could be shown to any customer and said, hey, if you do this, this is going to be the increase, this is going to be the change, this is going to be the effect on your business, on the bottom line?
Well, there's so many companies
for that as well. Just to piggyback off these two great judges, your partnership with James Madison University, has that been published, or kind of the use cases that you've described, are they kind of baked out and proven, or is it ongoing? Is it at the ongoing research stage?
Well, it's still ongoing. They do have one paper that I've been asked, okay, can we publish it? I went, sure, go right ahead. And I can give that to you, their findings, that paper, to anybody that wants it. They can take a look at it. And they do have other trials from doctoral neurological students that are working on a continued variable of a randomized social trial. Now, yes, we do have examples. Anybody can go to the website if you want to be able to feel the difference. There is a tab there that does say take the challenge, where we have 3 different recordings, rock and roll, classical music, and a TED Talk, presented 2 different ways. And so far we have 66 to 70% of the people that have taken the challenge. They have already said, yes, I can feel the difference. And so with that type of examples, we're very confident to continue to go on and bring this forward to so many other producers of digital audio.
Okay, I will be, well, I'll go to your website, I guess, but I will be interested, since we do produce a lot of video, it might be relevant to us.
Congratulations. We have one sharks interested, one shark in. What about the sharks?
Don't, Alan, don't get your hopes up here.
Hey, it's a plus. It's a plus. Thanks.
Okay. Yeah, the check is not in the mail. Okay.
No.
Okay.
All right, thank you so
But
much.
if I can make your learning experience better, that is a win for me.
All right,
Okay.
thank you.
Okay.
We're moving on. And the next person to present is Chirag Kovorkian. Chirag, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, you have 2 minutes. Go for it.
So the idea of Zarya, where does it come from? So a couple of years ago, I was trying to customize a shirt online. The traditional way of doing that is through print-on-demand platforms. So print-on-demand, how it works, you go to the platform, you pick the silhouette you want to customize, but then the platform will take you to a user page where you have to create the design or provide a design to upload it to the shirt and customize and buy. So this gave me the idea of automating the print design process for clothing. So by print design, I mean pattern print design. That's what we do. We're developing an image generating AI to automate the pattern print design process for clothing. So traditionally, the license and the cost of a single print design ranges between 350 USD plus. So this process can't scale. The design process of a single print takes a long time. There's research, the planning, then illustrating, then they need softwares to produce these prints. So the cost is high. It takes a long time for the designers to produce a single print. With image generating AIs, we generate these designs in seconds based on what the consumer or the customer wants. They select trend, color, age, gender, hit generate, and the AI produces the print in seconds. About the business models, we have multiple business models. First one is SaaS. So we're basically creating image generation packages for fashion designers. So let's say you have a product line and you want a custom design for one of the products you're going to sell. So basically you can select the parameters you want to generate, create that print, download it, and use it on your product line. The second business model is B2B. So it's a plug and play. So our image generating API, we want to integrate it into other fashion businesses, like let's say Nike, and create prints for their products. This is mainly it. Our team is split between Seattle and Vancouver. We're raising 1.1 USD pre-seed. That's it. I think I'm over time.
Yeah, you just finished right on time. Thank you.
Yeah.
Chirag, is this for digital printing or is this for screen printing?
It's digital. Mainly it applies to digital.
And is it specific to any specific printer manufacturer, or is this agnostic to
No, so our B2B and SaaS is basically producing 2D assets. So that 2D asset, you can do whatever you want with it. It's metaverse fashion, video game fashion. So the concept mainly is generate prints and apply it to 3D assets and physical assets via print on demand.
Got it. I'd want to know more about the total addressable market here, because my concern is that the business opportunity with selling the SaaS product to designers might be very small. And if you're selling to the apparel manufacturers, whether it's in the small, like the print shops or the Nikes of the world, the value capture opportunity there is also going to be quite limited. And so have you done a TAM exercise yet?
Yep.
How
My
big is the
estimate
market?
is 20 billion. My TAM estimate is 20 billion. I'm measuring it based on the print on demand market size, the like general fashion market size, the digital fashion market size, luxury fashion market size. So our model, the SaaS model, is not the one that scales, but from a development and go-to-market standpoint, we figured out that is the easiest to execute and get customers on. But then the B2B2C is the model that scales, but we need a more mature product for that, some more traction, a better developed product. So then we're pushing the B2B2C a bit further, and we're going for SaaS because it's easy to develop. Like you're right on that, by the way.
All right, thank you.
So, quick question from me. The t-shirt printing business has been out there for a long time. There's a lot of companies that do that and they innovate. So what would be your guys' defensibility against somebody just, doing something very similar, copying what you're doing and building like as an additional feature to their existing pretty large business?
So the technology is quite complex to build. Based on the market research we did, there isn't anything like it just yet. Like converting prompts to imagery, that's the main technology we have, which is kind of even new to the market. Like our competitors in that department in fashion don't exist yet. Like example, if you're familiar with image generating AIs, DALL-E 2 and Midjourney are the closest competitors to converting like text prompts to imagery, which is what we're developing. Apart from that, directly in fashion, there isn't anything just yet, anyone doing that. So like that's the aspect of what we are doing is automated custom prints that are unique and are like created instantly.
So just to clarify, are you using generative AI?
Yep.
Is that
yep? We have our own API. We have our own API. So that's what we're going to license. We're going to license it first as a SaaS. Then we go like the vision is integrating it into other businesses and creating prints for other like fashion businesses, the silhouettes of other fashion businesses, if that makes sense.
Well, I'm not quite connecting the, sort of the image you created of being a t-shirt printer to quote unquote fashion. So are you wearing one of your shirts?
No, not really, unfortunately. But our demo is live. You guys can try it out. You go to the platform, you select a t-shirt, the t-shirt runs in 3D. You can select a trend and color, hit generate, and it takes like 5 to 10 seconds to generate. It creates a print and applies it to that 3D asset of the t-shirt. So every time you hit generate, it creates a new design every time. This is our early version, so we're adding more parameters like sub-colors, sub-trends, age, gender. So this is our early version. We're developing the model over time. But for the early version, we have 2 parameters. It can be tested out. It's public.
Okay.
When you license it to retailers, how are you thinking about kind of brand compliance? Like Nike, for example, they have these certain standards for how, the Nike brand is represented to the world. So how is your tech gonna kind of enforce that?
We thought of that. So the solution to that is taking the same model and training very specific models to big brands like, let's say, Nike or Adidas. So that model would be generating very specific proprietary results based on what Nike wants or what Adidas wants. So it's mainly training the model on what serves the brand better, which is already what we're working on. Because you have multiple customer personas in the market, like streetwear is different from activewear, this, that. So it has to be, that's our proprietary data, that training and tailoring to each customer persona. That's what differentiates us from DALL-E 2 and Midjourney. It's like getting accurate results for the fashion industry.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Thank you very much. All right. And if any of the investors would be interested, we will connect you. Appreciate it. And we're moving on to the next presenter. Please stay till the end.
Thank you.
Thank you. Those who don't use real names, we will not let you pitch until you change your name here in Zoom so we know who we speak with. And the next person is Jamie Trainer. Jamie, are you ready? Hello, Jamie.
Hello there. Hello.
You got 2 minutes. Go for it.
I didn't expect my name to come up then. Nice to meet you all. I'm Jamie, and I'm founder of and CEO of DriveBox. Now, I've been a driving instructor since 2012, and in 2014, I started my own driving school called OOSH, and we've grown and we've been successful since 2014. But I notice a large gap in the market at the moment, and I always have since I started my driving school. So now we're on a journey to transfer an existing revenue business into a worldwide tech solution for independent driving instructors and learner drivers. Now we're making DriveBox, and it's going to supply independent driving instructors with the best business platform to automate all of the time-consuming admin tasks. And for learner drivers, it's going to supply them with a connection and booking service and for educating the learner drivers throughout the learning to drive experience, and even beyond the driving test as well. So at the moment, we are in late stage pre-development. We've almost finished pre-development. Our wireframes are complete. We've got 450 users ready to use our platform. That's the driving instructors. And we are now looking to raise 300,000 to make our MVP. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So yeah, we've been on this journey, and we're almost finished, and now we need investors to get to our MVP to market and to scale worldwide.
All right, thank you. All right, so dear Sharks, do you have a question?
Well, I'm sorry, did I hear, have you validated it with prospects thus far? Do you have a waiting list? Do you have a bunch of prospective customers that are saying, I can't live without this, please hurry up?
Yeah, so the market at the moment, there's nothing out there at the moment that is a service dedicated to independent driving instructors. You've got franchise instructors, which that I own at the moment. I own a driving school franchise. And you've got independent instructors. So that's what we're aiming our product at, to supply them with the best tool that they can have to enable them to work independently, productively. So we've last year I sent out NDAs for them to sign, and we've got more than 450 users ready to use our platform at the moment. And we're still progressing to getting those numbers higher as well at the moment. That they've come from my connections within the industry.
Yeah, I have a question. So you're building a service marketplace, between the driving instructors and the potential future drivers, right? So yeah. First question is, whose problem you're trying to solve? First of all, is it the demand or supply side? That's the first question. The second question is, once you've completed driving course, this is not something, or you get your driver's license, you will never come back to this platform. So how do you think about increasing your lifetime value of your customers, or the subscription, whatever is out there? Because once I do the course, I'm done.
Yeah, great questions. Yeah. So I'll start with the last one. So we recognize that especially the learner app, the competitors at the moment that are out there, the learner app will die when the learner driver passes the driving test. They'll go home, they'll pass the test, and they'll delete the app. So that's what we're really focused on, is making sure that with DriveBox, we don't want them to obviously stop using the app. So what we're doing is we're going to link with insurance companies. We've got brands signed up as well. We've got one brand, Next-based dash cams. They're going to advertise directly through the app. So it's going to advertise discounts for brands, and we're going to get insurance companies on board. So then our app is focused on tracking the routes of learners as well while they're out there learning to drive. So with that technology, we want to move that into then tracking the driver behavior. So then that'll link with the insurance companies, and that'll link directly from DriveBox to the insurance company. They can get insurance while they're learning to drive for the mum and dad, and then they can get the insurance companies link with them once then they've passed the driving test.
Is there much friction in the insurance industry with drivers? Like, I'm thinking of, if I'm 15, 16, getting my license, I'm just going to sign up for my parents' insurance. So I guess explain to me kind of like the insurance play a little bit more.
Well, at the moment, you've got, like, when you're learning to drive, so the majority of people here in the UK will learn with a driving instructor. So what we want to do with the driving instructor is to link the driving instructor insurance through DriveBox as well. And then sometimes a lot of learners will get their own insurance at home to then go out in their own cars as well. But then the majority of them will only sign up for insurance once they've passed the driving test.
Thank you.
I didn't answer a few of the other questions as well. So,
if you can.
So
yeah, just
what questions?
10 seconds. If you have any further response. If no,
I'm talking to other investors at the moment, which we're going through really good chats as well. Basically, what we're looking at is the Uber of the driving school world. That's where the main inspiration has come from.
Okay. Thank you so much, Jamie. We're moving on, and if any of the investors would be interested, we'll definitely will connect you. Please tell us. And everyone, keep in mind, including you, Jamie, that we have investors also here in the chat. So present your company in there and try to connect. And of course, please support each other, shout out and support for everyone who's pitching. And the next person is presenting is, so I'm skipping Dr. Connect because he didn't, okay. He already did. Joseph, you pitched before, so I'll let you pitch maybe in the end. Demetri from the Lice. Demetri, go next, please.
Hi, everyone. My name is Demetri.
Go for it.
There.
You didn't pitch before? Okay.
I haven't pitched before.
Okay, I will let you pitch. Okay.
Okay. So my name is Dmitry. I'm from a startup, Zelace. Zelace is derivative from zero delays. It means zero delays for data distribution. Our market is B2B2C, mostly it's B2B. It's a real estate market, and we work with construction companies and with their partners. They are real estate companies. They used to distribute the product across the world, across the region, across the city. And so we help finally realtors, but actually our customer is the end user of the property, is an investor or a buyer or a renter. So what we do actually, we shorten the time when the data of a property appear on the market and it delivered to the end user. As you may know, some regions, international sellers of construction companies, they have up to 60% demand from abroad customers. And this is our sector. Now we have traction in Turkey. Currently, we are located in Turkey. And our product, when we pitched our clients, construction companies, 9 of 10, they are signing the agreement and ready to use the product and pay 1,000 a month for the service we provide. But actually, the competitor, what we have, it is actually a Google Drive or Dropbox or something like that. And we eliminate this kind of solution from construction business. And what we do, we actually transform the flat data from the flat folders. We distribute this data in our SaaS product.
You passed that?
And okay, great. So this is actually what we do. So we help construction companies make more sales happen. This is actually what we do.
Great. Dear Sharks, do you have any questions?
Dmitry, how do you integrate with construction project management platforms like Primavera, PlanGrid, and the like? Do your customers do that? Use the platform?
Actually, we don't have such any because we don't need it. Because actually our clients is the SMB companies, so they don't need it. They construct their properties, and they use our solution to distribute on 15 languages across the world their properties, and they connect with a network of buyers, of partners. Say one company can use our product to distribute the properties across thousands of realtors on 50 languages in different countries. So it's like a LinkedIn with Instagram, and it's such a complex solution what we provide, but everyone is happy now and they're paying for our service. As I said, construction companies pay for onboarding 2,500 euros, and monthly they pay 1,000 euros. And the conversion is around 9 from 10 are signing the contract.
Please keep your answer short if you can, but let's go for it.
Sure.
So Dmitry, you know the MLS system in the US? Is that?
Sure.
Okay. So, I mean, it sounds like your MLS for international sales of new properties. Is that what I'm understanding? I was struggling a little bit, but is that a fair analogy?
It's pretty much like that, but we are like a competitor to MLS. So you could put on us your property and distribute it across the world, like LinkedIn. It's like LinkedIn with a lot of network effect, and we do it across the world. So we just
right. LinkedIn is a terrible, terrible platform for selling anything, right? Right.
That's right. That's why we're here.
Okay, but MLS makes sense. I mean, as an analogy, right? That's a closer analogy than LinkedIn.
A bit, yeah, a bit. Yeah, a bit. But we do a much more. We do a much more for the small and medium companies, the construction companies.
Okay, so you do more than MLS. So you're not just a data platform and a discovery and connection platform.
Actually, every realtor love to use us because we transform their brand, self-brand, actually, and we also provide real estate companies our white label mobile solution, so they can distribute their brand locally on their language in their country. This is one of the services we provide also.
Okay, got it. All right. So I got to admit, you're just as feedback. I was really struggling to get a clear idea of. I mean, you said something about Dropbox and Google Drive and LinkedIn, and I'm just like,
mix up. Yeah.
I mean, it's just, and
we just eliminate Google Drive from every construction company because they use it. They use it to distribute.
I think that's why Ivy went down the path she went down. But you're saying you're at the sales end of the funnel. You don't really have to worry about the construction end of the funnel. Is that so? Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. And we're moving on to the next one. And the next presenter will be Joseph from Dr. Connect. Joseph, you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right, go for it. 2 minutes.
Good afternoon, judges. My name is Dr. Joseph Olowe from Dr. Connect. As you know that in the US, our healthcare system is broken. We spend $4 trillion a year, and we are getting sicker by the day. And as Horowitz just recently received a statement that it's time to disrupt. And that's what we're doing. We are way ahead of the schedule. What we do is very simple. We're going back to the basics. We provide our clients with a Mayo-like or Cleveland Clinic-like wellness package. We do combining that with genomics. From there, we're able to formulate a personalized, precise medical care for our patient. Then we use our technology and our devices to track the progress of that patient in real time. And all of that is happening on our platform, whereby you can come back to see a doctor, you can see a therapist on our platform, and we do this once a year. So we benchmark your wellness every year against your genomics. We established in Nigeria in 2021. We have over 40,000 people on our platform. We've made about $500 million in revenue. We were invited in the US by Strata for soft landing. We've been able to present to 2 companies, a big bank in the US. They love our technology and they're interested in what we do. We market to another company with 100 employees. They are very interested in what we do. The way we make money is by SaaS. We bundled your care, one price per year, and we have three levels. We have the baseline, we have the silver, the gold, and the platinum. Anywhere between $8.99 to $17.99 a year. And we have the buy now, pay later model that you can buy and pay month by month. We work with insurance. We're trying to work with insurance, corporation, and individual. I'm open for any question.
All right, thank you.
Okay. So Joseph, I'm sorry, are you wellness or are you chronic care? I wasn't quite, are you focused on sort of everybody's wellness, or are you focused on specific, use the word patients. Are you focused on tracking people who have chronic conditions? What is that?
Our focus is wellness to prevent these 3 major problems: diabetes, high blood pressure, and cardiovascular event. and we provide a wellness package, and we bench that mark against your genomics, all included in one price, and we monitor you in real time with our devices. The beauty about our devices is our devices are shareable. You can buy one for an office unit because we don't store information on the device. The information is stored on the app, whereby you can take your medical record anywhere. We're HIPAA compliant, and our devices are FDA approved.
Okay, so you use devices. They're not your devices; they're third-party devices. Is that
we have an OEM, and we have an OEM manufacture the devices for us, and we build our software to have the devices report in real time. So if you're in LA, I'm in New York, if you take your blood pressure right now, I'll be able to see it in New York at this time, and I'll be able to tell you, Bill, your blood pressure is 120/80. It's not stored up; it's real time.
Okay, all right. But you could use an Omron blood pressure monitor. True or not? Or is it a proprietary? Do you have to use a proprietary blood pressure monitor?
You have to use our blood pressure monitor to get our data in real time. We have a solution whereby you can dump your device, your data from Apple, but there's a 24 to 48-hour delay. So our devices are even cheaper than Apple watches, and they can give you results in real time, and they're shareable among the office space or among the family.
Okay, understood. Thank you. Thank you. All right.
Questions?
Anybody else?
Okay, thank you so much. If Joseph, if any investors interested, we will definitely connect. And we have more investors in the chat. Please pitch in there as well, because this is also how you can connect with investors. Please stay till the end and support others. The next presenter will
Thank you. Thank you, George.
Thank you so much. The next presenter is Keshav Sharma. Keshav, you ready?
Yeah, perfect. Am I visible and audible?
Yes, you are. You got 2 minutes. Go for it.
Perfect. So, hey, folks, I'm Keshav Sharma, the CEO of Orgrid. Now, from being bullied in school to tinkering with technology, I've been creating and selling products since I was 12 years old. And in 21, I started Orgrid with a very simple mission in mind: to streamline the creation, visualization, and editing of 3D models on the go. Now, this is a $116.2 billion wearable technology opportunity that affects multiple industries, but we are starting with a very focused niche market of architectural, real estate, and infrastructure firms, because these people feel the pain much more strongly than anyone else in the market. So to eliminate that huge pain that these folks feel, we are creating a platform which is a combination of generative AI software and AR glasses, both proprietary, built in-house by us, which empowers our customers to do 3 things very easily. 1, create a 3D model from any input type, being text, speech, or image. 2nd, scale this to a room size, virtually walk through that space, visualize various data points and materials, and also create photorealistic final renders. And 3rd, make real-time changes into this model using simple hand interaction. And this helps our customers save 60% time and 20% cost per project. And I have the perfect team in place, a team I have known for 6+ years with diverse and complementary skill sets. And over the past 3 to 4 months, we've made very strong progress. We've used our MVP to sign 16 paid pilots worth $200K USD ARR with firms in India, US, and in Dubai. And PS, it just took us about 15 minutes of conversations to close all of these paid pilots. We have filed 5 patents across, secure technology partnerships with some of the top companies in the world as of now, and I've also received a grant from a US investor. We're currently looking to raise our pre-seed round of $1 million, and I've already secured $200K USD as of now. So are you ready to augment human capabilities with us? That's like a quick gist.
Receipt 1 million. Well done.
Can you give an example of the best case, of your customer, like who would be using this technology?
So it would be architectural firms. So basically, let's say architects or real estate firms, wherein architects can use this for their design flow in their design process, let's say converting a 2D floor plan directly into a 3D model, which they can then edit into using simple hand interactions. At the same time, real estate firms or realtors can use this solution to sell it to their customers in terms of enabling customers to actually walk through that house in augmented reality, as opposed to wearing those big clunky VR headsets that creates a lot of dizziness, that comes with a very steep learning curve. Wherein this has a very simple learning curve, wherein it's simple hand interaction. So everyone can understand drag and drop, click and change, and so on and so forth. So that's the type of customers we are trying to target as of now.
Is there a specific vertical that you've identified as an attractive beachhead? Because I found that, I've seen many attempts to try to apply augmented reality to construction or the general heavy industry use cases. And I found that the more specific you are, the higher the ROI is for the customer, but the smaller your TAM ends up being. And so I'm curious to hear how you're thinking about that.
So over here, the way we are thinking about it is at the end of the day, we are creating a platform on a, let's say, fundamental level, which can be applied to architects and realtors at the same time, wherein we don't have to make any specific change to support individual customers over here. Wherein if you think about it, right, being able to convert or create a 3D model from text, image, or speech can be used by real estate developers and architects on the go. At the same time, architects can use the device for immersive conversations with their customers, wherein they can make the customer wear the device and immersively walk through that house, enabling the customers also to make changes in that house itself. So that can be used by the architects or the realtors in their sales or in their customer conversation. So that's how we are thinking of it. And again, as I said, we are targeting this one niche because we realize we don't want to generalize the device. We want to go with a niche focused product as opposed to creating a generalized service or a solution and not being able to target one specific customers or being an evangelist in the market.
Yeah. Are there more questions?
Yeah. Keshav, I love the energy. I love the positive energy. I was struggling a little bit with, to parse everything you were saying. But by the way, what is the, I know you mentioned it, but I didn't hear it. What is the name of your company?
Augrade, AUGRADE.
AUGRADE.
Yeah.
BE. Okay. So, so as you talk, I mean, first of all, I'm pretty sure every architect on the planet already has software that converts their, 2D to 3D.
So over there, not 2D to 3D. When I say 2D to 3D, I mean a printed piece of paper with the floor plan and then creating a 3D model from that piece of paper. So as of now, there is no solution that converts or creates a 3D model. There are solutions that output a 3D model on a piece of paper.
Okay. Well, we won't fight that one. But what I do think is interesting, if it's true, are you saying that I can sit down with my architect could take their, drawings, turn it into 3D, sit down with me, fill in the walls, and walk me through the house. And I say, oh, actually, I think we should move the island another foot to the right. And can you put that cupboard, 3 feet to the left? And by the way, I think the refrigerator really belongs over there. And we can do that. Is that what you're saying?
In real time. Yes. So if you go to our website and you look at a demo video, we already have the technology built out wherein you can do all of that as of now itself.
Okay. All right. Okay. I'm going to bounce that off my architect and see.
Please do. Would love to have a conversation with the client.
Okay. But it's all Grabe.
What the heck? I can connect you. Just let me know. Should I connect?
All right. Okay. I'll bite. Okay.
Perfect.
Congrats. Again.
Perfect.
Okay. Thank you.
Got it. Thank you so much. Any other questions?
Yeah.
I'd love to be connected as well.
All right. 2 Sharks are in. Congrats. Okay.
Great.
Oh, fantastic.
Got it.
All right. So
I'm nervous though that Ivy, who's more in the building world than I am, is not biting. I don't know why not. Why isn't Ivy biting?
I've seen this all too many times fail to scale, and so I would love to chat again in a year. Once you've shown a demo to Bill's architect and see how that.
I understood.
But I wish you the best of luck. I think that this would be a game changer once you can get it to work.
Okay.
Definitely, that's the plan. Would love to connect with you either way if that's.
Maybe I connect later. Like
works.
Do I connect?
Thank you.
Okay.
We're happy to.
Okay, thank you. Congrats, 3 Sharks are in. Congratulations, almost jackpot. Okay.
Thank you.
Let's move on. Sanket Raj Singh, you next. You here?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes. Let's go for it.
Hi, my name is Sanket Ratsing, and I'm the founder of Prince Air. We are bringing disruption in aviation. Aviation has never been disrupted. Private jets and commercial airlines are just taking a part of the business for many, many years. So Prince Air is a private jet subscription-based airline that will change the way people travel. Our mission is to make private jet travel more accessible and affordable while offering a unique and personalized experience for our members. So Prince Air is Europe's, India's, Middle East, Southeast Asia's first subscription-based airline and all-you-can-fly membership airline, where a member can travel unlimited on our private jets for just $747 per month in India and between $1,600 to $3,100 per month in Europe, Middle East, and Southeast Asia. Members will travel faster to their destinations, which will make them save at least 4 to 5 hours on a round trip that none of the other airlines can offer. So Prince is bringing disruption in 11 countries in Europe, 6 countries in Asia, 7 countries in the Middle East, with $0 investment on the aircrafts and the infrastructure. There are companies with the business jets in Europe which have extended at least $200 million of the aircrafts to us, which will exclusively fly only for Prince Air. Prince Air is a membership airline that is only going to fly members from one place to another. So if you have any other questions, so please do ask. Because see, I can't just explain about Prince Air just in 2 minutes. There's a lot to it.
All right. Thank you.
So do you sublease the membership or?
No, sir. The beauty of Prince Air is we are not going to lease or buy the aircraft like other airlines.
No, I mean, do you resell the membership of that company?
No. See, okay, if you know, in US, NetJets, VistaJet, and Wheels Up are very big. They own the business jets, and that is why there is one reason they got billions of dollars a day. With the beauty of Prince Air is, with Prince Air, there are companies which will give the aircraft to Prince Air, and the company which owns the aircraft, they will manage our operations. So we are not leasing, we are not buying. It's if you understand aviation, it's called charter. We are going to charter the aircraft for the entire year, where these aircraft will fly wherever we ask them to. So we have dedicated countries, like there are 11 countries in Europe where members can fly unlimited across these 11 countries. We are bringing the cost to travel business class down by 80 to 85% of what other commercial airlines around the world charge, and a cost reduction of 95 to 98% of what private jet companies charge.
What kind of margins do you expect?
Sorry, ma'am?
What kind of margins do you expect from
26%, ma'am, net. We have commitments from TPG Capital, TPG, Noor Holdings, General Atlantic, and Diamond Stream. They're all based in US. They've asked us to come back for follow-up rounds of investments. We are raising $5 million in seed right now, 500,000 each from several investors. We have been reaching out to many investors and having conversations with them. So the unlucky part of this is I'm based in India. In India, none of the investors want to touch aviation because they think aviation is a loss-making industry, whereas we can prove it. If the business is done right, it is profitable. There are companies, even in US today, there's a company called Go Global. It's a Global X airline. They have the business jets, okay? And they are ready to take care of operations. We don't have to even invest a single dollar on the aircraft, neither infrastructure. The FBOs in US, Europe, Middle East, they're all ready to handle our operations with $0 investment. So the aircraft, so see, if you want to start,
I think we kind of get it. And I love the idea that you're asset light. I mean, again, my brain goes to sort of kayak for private jets. I don't know if that's fair or not. If I say kayak for private jets, is that unfair? Is that part of the secret? Or do you have? I mean, what sort of guarantees can you provide me for a?
You will be flying unlimited. Okay, if you become a member. In Europe, we start with London, Paris, and Frankfurt. So once you become a member, you become a member just for $2,000 a month. In $2,000, you get 4 boarding passes at once. Once you have used your first boarding pass, you can book more boarding passes that will be there. So
okay. But the point is, what you're doing is you're finding services that service specific routes and you're giving them sort of.
No, sir, we are not looking for specific. We don't fly to remote locations. We'll never fly like VistaJet, NetJets, or Wheels Up to remote locations. We only fly to airports which are being used by other commercial airlines. That is where the business is. That is where the people are. People want to travel at ease. Today, if you travel by Delta or United, you spend at least 3 hours before checking in.
Okay, so we get it. I mean, I think it makes a ton of sense. It actually makes a ton of sense. So, it's not in our kind of wheelhouse as an investment, but I think you make a ton of sense. I got to believe that if nobody else has figured this one out, that you're going to be successful doing this. So, I mean, congratulations.
Thank you so much, sir.
What is
trust me, when I've been in a different industry, but if you understand aviation,
Sanket, can you hear me? What is your current traction? How much revenues do you generate?
We have not generated, we have not started. If we have to legally take subscription costs, there are a couple of thousand people in India who want to pay us, but there are some legalities, government thing that we have to fulfill. We don't want to take. There are people. Okay, I have 2,000 people who want to pay me $747 a month, which is approximately $2 to $3 million. But I cannot take that money into my account. There are some legalities that we have to fulfill, and we can only do that once we have a VC. We are not taking money from individuals in India because it's a regulated industry. The government wants to know in any country. If we do, the government wants to know where's the money coming from. There are people who want to give us the money, but that kind of money I cannot take. This is why we've been reaching out only to VCs in Europe, Middle East, and Southeast Asia. There are people who want to fund, but they want to come in the second round. So our main thing is this is why we are here. We are letting you know what it's all about.
Okay. So go find all the people that funded NetJets and the other guys.
Berkshire Hathaway knows. Hathaway knows. Mr. Ravi Thakaran, who's the executive chairman for Wheels Up, he knows about it. He wants to fund us. See, because they all know that they own aircrafts.
Thank you very much. Wait a second.
It's
a break.
Wait a second. Sorry.
All right. Oh, good. Oh, good. Thank you.
Thank you very much. If any of the investors get interested, we will connect. So, the rule of thumb for everyone: please don't interrupt investors. You are here to meet them, not interrupt them.
Sure.
Yeah, and please keep your answer short. It's for everyone. Okay. So much.
Thank you. Thank you.
The next person.
All right.
Richmond Ogigay. Richmond from Rolex. Ready?
Yes, I am. Good day, everyone. Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you. Okay, Wolex. Okay, great.
All right. Thank you very much, and also happy birthday. Okay, so I'm Richmond. I'm the co-founder for Wolex, Wolex Africa. What we do is to provide a very easy way for people to send money from anywhere to people who don't have bank accounts or mobile money, wallets. We've simplified that process to the African market, so you can as well send money to anyone who has no bank account, and of course who has no mobile money wallet. And then they have the option to create a bank account in 5 minutes to create that financial inclusion. We started in September 2022. We're 8 months old. We've processed over 57,000 transactions, and of course we do an average of $50,000 in revenue every single month. We are currently asking for $1 million for us to acquire additional license and to expand to other African countries, within the West African region. We have our office headquartered in the US, and that's pretty much what we do. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Great job with your pitch.
Yep.
Thank you.
So where are you based in Africa?
Nigeria, precisely.
Okay, and are you mainly cross-border, or are you mainly sort of intra-country? What am I missing?
Yeah, so okay, thank you very much. So we do it on both sides. I'm currently in New York at the moment, and I have maybe a family member in Nigeria.
Okay.
I just pretty much need to get on our app and then generate a pay code. That's how we actually do the transfers. So you generate a pay code on our app and then send it through SMS or through any means to the person on the other end, the receiver, who has no bank account, and then he cashes out that fund at the last mile, and even have the option to create a bank account, because we've partnered with 3 big banks in Nigeria. So they have the option to open a bank account while picking up the cash. So I could be here in New York generating that, or within the Nigerian local market. And we have over 10,000 customers that are using these on a daily. Where we've processed over 57,000 transactions since we started in September.
Okay, so you have accounts at the 3 big banks in Nigeria, and then
yes, we partnered with 3 banks that allows us to extend account opening to our customers. So if I send money to my grandmom, she has no bank account, so she goes to the last mile agent, picks up the cash through the pay code I've given to her, and then the agent will ask you, "Mommy, do you want to open a bank account?" So we are helping the banks also to extend account opening services, and we've opened over 30,000 bank accounts for these banks.
Okay, so they like it as a customer acquisition model. That's the idea.
Exactly.
And
then we simplify the money that you can send from anywhere using the pay codes.
Do you get a transaction fee, or do banks pay you back for each onboarded customer?
Oh, yes. So our business model is pretty simple. So the sender, whenever he tries to generate a pay code through our mobile app, we charge 25 cents, for generating that. That's on one end where we make money. And then for the banks, every time we open an account for these people, every transaction that applies on the bank account, they give us a commission from that. So that's how we have our income stream on the 2 ends.
Okay.
They can open the bank account.
I'll be interested to talk to you more. We are looking at one startup right now, which is an American startup in Nigeria, also Flex. You might know about this one. It's another fintech. So this is a big market. Nigeria is a large country, so we want to.
It is, yeah. We're driving it's a $900 billion market in terms of TAM, and then we are narrowing it that we want to just see how we can capture a fraction of that. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Let's talk.
Thank you, guys.
All right, so moving on, and the next presenter is Jean-Claude Arton. Jean-Claude, you ready? Hello, Jean-Claude.
Yeah, I'm here.
Please turn on your camera if you can, and yeah.
Okay, sorry for that. Good. Nice to meet you again, Daniel. So happy birthday, and hello to everyone. So we all know modern socializing has failed. 30% of the world population is suffering from loneliness. 6 million people die from it each year. Therefore, let's go back to real life interactions. And Agoras offers safe, respectful B2B2C socialization. Our patented emotional AI combines the convenience of online interactions through our microblogging platform with the excitement of face-to-face encounters with like-minded people in our creative events around popular and creative people. We successfully tested our concept last summer with influencers, and we'll apply it to the music vertical first, as it is a hanging fruit. With our new CEO, Angela, who contributed Spotify's NASDAQ listing and previously was leading their strategic partnerships, bringing hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue. We'll start our new format for micro events in June, and quite confidently, we'll earn over, I would say, $1 million in sales by September. Moreover, hundreds of micro artists will make 1,000 or 2,000 boxes per evening, when it takes them up to 500,000 streams per month to reach such revenues. By 2025, we're confident to be in 4,000 cities with population over 100,000 and generating over $4 billion. Well, I say it will be shared fairly with key industry partners. That's part of our secret sauce. Over 40 billion is the addressable market. Our events are pay-per-sale and prepaid business model. Believe it or not, our social media network has almost no customer acquisition cost thanks to our self-generating user and providers-based unique strategy. As a takeaway, Agora's events are profitable. Day one, seed round commitment total is currently $250,000 with potential of 4-digit ROI. And if you need more time, you can also join us in our September $5 million Series A equity crowdfunding. So together, we can make global impact against loneliness, and it will be durable for generations. I'm Jean-Claude Arton, Fortuit CEO and founder of Agoraz, a Fortuit spin-off. Thank you, and let's socialize mindfully.
Your Sharks, your questions?
So I missed the name of your company.
So the company is Agoraz, Agoris.
Okay. And is it, I mean, so it's a micro, I mean, is it really a dating app or is it?
No, not at all.
What is it?
No, it's not dating app. The dating app, you know, the Maslow pyramid belongs to both. You cannot even find a company more than $14 billion like Tinder, because the address only like a teeny part of that market. It's like deep ocean or deep space. Socialization is more than just dating. Socialization is making friends. And social media totally failed. You know, 6 million people die from loneliness every year. So I'm not talking about people who wants to have sex or find wife or husbands. I'm really talking about like regular people, just
so right. People who date are sometimes regular people, but I get the point.
Yeah, of course, but you understand.
I'm sorry. So all right. So then how are you monetizing this? Is it a subscription? What?
No, not at all. Quite simple. It's pay-per-use. Like we will have, like, for example, we already have more than 150 singer musicians signed as we start with the vertical music. We already have many clubs signed. So people will pay like $35. We split that between the venues, the performers, and we have a profit on the price.
Okay, and with the idea is these micro events. Is that what you call them?
It's an industrialization of micro events around influential people, like influencers, singers. In the future, why not politicians, business people? What we want is a social network like microblogging that give a good reasons to go out and meet the people you are following.
Right. So I'm sorry, did you say how much, traction you have right now in terms of how many events you've done?
So we made last summer test, okay, on the platform. Right. And it was like a few events where we have 100 available tickets and reservation within 1 hour of more than 500 tickets each time. So we just sit down, work on the blueprint. And for this summer, we already have 100, I would say 150 talents, so about 50 events that we can program right away.
Okay. Are you solving the loneliness epidemic problem? Or are you solving like the micro event?
No,
generation?
It goes both together. So Agora is a spin-off of Fortuit. At Fortuit, we are building more on the loneliness part, and Agoraz is more for a younger audience to bring them around someone. So if you want to solve loneliness, you need to bring people in a place where they can meet, and you need them to be like-minded, because if you don't have that part of the equation, there is a fear of rejections, and it increases the problem. So we went through experts in that field. So that's the kind of things that I would be more than happy to talk about. And micro event, I would just say like micro event is part of the equation, and it's already like a $1.2, $1.3 trillion business around the world. Nobody has industrialized it, and we have solutions for that at Fortuit level as well as Agora's level.
How are you measuring loneliness? Because I'm thinking you could be a lonely person and go to any sort of event, and if you go by yourself, you would be lonely still, even if it's like-minded individuals there. It's kind of like, how do you introduce, people?
Yeah, so I understand your point. In fact, loneliness is not to be alone. Loneliness is more than that. It's lack of purpose in life. There are many other points. So we have some solutions, like, for example, people will go through a test of personality, and which is very specific, that we have already tested in another business we just acquired. So we will get, like, for example, in the events bracelets, where people, if you have a blue color and you see someone blue color, that means that you are kind of same tribe, and you can start communication. Music is also a big vector of communication. So the point is, by repeating the events, people will meet and meet and meet again, because it takes time, to build a relationship. But at least you will not have the fear to go into an event where it's risky, where it's creepy, because all is control, ID is control. So you are in a safe environment. That's one of the reasons, by the way, why young generations don't want or don't feel to go in the nightclubs today, because they feel unsafe there, mainly.
No more questions. We move on.
Like, just one final point of feedback. I think that oftentimes, like, apps can drive value propositions in very many different contexts for very many different users. But I think for the sake of your pitch to investors as well as customers, I would focus on whatever is the primary near-term revenue driver. Otherwise, you end up getting a very confused conversation, like you just had here with the Sharks, right? Where we're bouncing back and forth between the value proposition of selling more tickets for micro events as well, and then this more abstract question about loneliness. And so I think for the sake of being able to fund your business, I recommend just tightening up your pitch a lot more.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate just that. Fortunately, Angela will take it from now, and she will be the one to pitch, and she is like an expert for that kind of things.
Thank you so much. We're moving on. And the next person to present is B-Sample, Tamila. You ready?
Actually, it's Elena. Hi, everyone.
Go for it. Minutes.
Hey, am I the first woman today or not? Anyway, happy birthday, Daniel. I'm doing a PhD in psychology, and one thing I learned through my graduate school is that behavioral scientists have a major problem with the best Western bias in social sciences. I don't know if you guys know that, but 96% of research papers ever published about human behavior has been conducted on American samples. The cross-cultural idea of American science is studying British people. So while 95% of the world's population lives for less than $15,000 a year, scientists mainly study this long tail of human population, tiny slice of humanity that is in no way representative of all humans. So the problem that scientists are facing is that there has been no convenient and affordable solution to quickly and automatically reach people beyond the West. So B-Sample is a platform that allows scientists to reach beyond the West. We built an MVP, have 33 customers, 11 of them are paying, and pretty much all of them are happy. So they brought us our first real revenue, and we're hearing from the scientists that it's a tremendous step forward for behavioral sciences. We are right now working through a network of crowdsourcing partners, and we are seeking to raise investment. This is a relatively small business segment, but at the same time, we don't need a lot of capital to grow. So we raise investment to build our own crowd of performers, quality crowd of performers in 42 countries of the world. So that's pretty much it.
Thank you very much. Dear Sharks, your questions?
Yeah, my immediate reaction is, boy, this feels like something that you can and should bootstrap. I mean, that's what you've done so far? Is that true?
Yeah, that's right. We are bootstrapping. It's just that there are two companies in our space that took very different routes. One is they don't have international samples. They have like American and British samples. One is Prolific, a Y Combinator alumni. Another one is Cloud Research. They took different routes because one rose capital, another one did not. And the first one actually grew much faster. That's the route that we like more. We don't need a lot of capital. We actually need it to, kind of scale what we already have.
So what is the business model here? Is it, scientists subscribe, or the person pays, the company pays, like where the money is coming from?
It's interesting when people ask that, usually assume that when a scientist does something, it's a university that makes a decision. That is not true in this case. So scientists get grants, that is true. And there is about $30 billion that annually goes toward social and behavioral scientists. It's not a huge market, but it's not a small one. And what happens is that when they get the grants, they actually make the decision about how they collect the data, how they study the humans, so it is the actual scientist, the lab, that makes a decision and spends the money. Our monetization model is we charge fee on top of what they pay to the participants. So it varies country by country, tied to local minimum wage, and then we just charge a fee on top of that. We do consider a subscription down the road, but we are talking to the users right now to understand what they would be willing to pay for, like demographics, for example, additional quality control, along those lines.
So the way you attract the users on the other side is by promoting the platform and giving them a chance to make some extra money. Is that what it is?
Oh, with the respondents?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. It's a very, I've worked for a crowdsourcing platform. That's where my experience comes from. And those are people who live in what's called desperate ecologies. So they have very little money and a lot of time. And their alternatives are like online casinos or gaming. Here, it's a nice way where it's fun because they love being asked about their decision on moral dilemmas in their childhood, but then they earn on that. So yes, this is basically we acquire people through ads. Sorry, say it again?
I'm not sure. I think it was somebody's mic. I'll be interested to talk to you more, to check into your model, to see where you're at.
One Shark is in.
Thank you so much.
All right.
I would think that corporates would be interested in this as well. I mean, is this, I hear, the behavioral science side. Why isn't this also relevant to corporates who are interested in understanding their, profiles?
Well, you're exactly right. When we talk to people from we have this is like semi-advisor here who works for Coca-Cola. She's like, oh, you should do that for industrial research. We do want to do that, but it's just like we keeping the focus on the academia just because I understand this segment well. When we are successful there, when not if, then we'll probably either pivot but actually my understanding is that it's not only about the research. There are not a lot of platforms that have this quality crowd, not just crowd, like bots, farms and all, but like real people who are able to do something online quality wise. And then having this crowd can actually be used for many use cases.
Right. No, so I mean, it is a well-defined playbook. And I would encourage you to look. I mean, there are a number of companies that have built panels across all sorts of domains across the world. I'm guessing on the behavioral science side, which I don't know, but you need to look on the commercial side and look at the playbook for for companies that have built these panels for these purposes on the commercial side. And certainly you should be trying that while you're doing the academic side, because it may be easier, faster, cheaper, more profitable to do the commercial side. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, there is competition there. Like Paulfish, for example, would be my go-to example. For some reason, academics don't use it because they have a specific use case. It's like really peculiar, nerdy. So yeah, we work for nerdy people so far. Thank you all for the questions. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Congratulations with One Shark in. And what I want to say that there are a few people pushing me to give them priority over others. We cannot give anyone priority. We just follow exactly hand by hand raised, and everyone that was here was within the same time frame. So just to be clear, we have 15 hands raised, and not everyone will make it to the end. Just to be clear, it's all fair. And the next person is Denis Uspensky from ASAP. Denis, you ready?
Yeah, it's Greg, actually, not Dennis.
Go for it.
Yeah, hi, Danil. Happy birthday. Hi, everyone. I'm the founder of ASAP, which is an app store for offline consumer businesses. We've worked, me and my team, we worked in this industry for 5 years. And we realized that this industry is still offline and millions of potential profits are being lost because businesses are struggling to build recurring revenue. They cannot do this because they lack the data on clients, on purchases. some relationships with other businesses, and efficiency of the ads. And what we did, we created a so-called app store for businesses where they would choose modules or plugins depending on what they want to achieve, like getting new clients, keeping them, or increasing engagement. And what we did, actually, we added every other segment of the industry, so customers, advertisers, businesses, and suppliers on one app, and we made it all work together. So right now, businesses use the variety of business tools and social media to get their job done, whereas ASAP is an all-in-one solution with plugins that are 10x better than anything else on the market. And most importantly, there are everyone from the industry using the same platform. So by the end of the first year, we've seen 2,000 mobile app daily users, 9 international corporations, and 150 SMBs that paid us $28,000 of MRR. Our team consists of a CTO who's been through 500 startups, CMO with 4 years of experience, and me, my previous company was sold for $3 million. So as we're looking to enter US market, we're looking for $450K of investment. And so the main question is, why us? That's team of 5 years of experience, which made us create a product that finally unites everyone on one platform with solid traction, multitude of revenue channels, and great traction. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Dear Sharks, your questions? Bill, Zamir?
Yeah, so Greg was in the soft landing program, so I know the project. Yeah. I'll let other Sharks ask the questions.
I'm sorry. I frankly, I was struggling to understand what you do.
Yeah.
So you have a platform. It was offline. It was, you have traction, and you have solid traction. But
thank you.
Forgive me. One more time.
Bill, no worries.
What do you do?
Yeah. So imagine offline business like a cafe or coffee shop or beauty studio. And we provide something like an app store for this business. And depending on what this business wants to achieve with its customers or suppliers or advertisers, it chooses plugins. And so it adds to great recurring revenue.
Where do I plug in? I'm an offline store.
Yeah. So,
and I'm plugging in. So I got a cafe, and you have apps. And where do I plug in apps?
Yeah, so it's a one app and one mobile platform with multitude of plugins. So you use these plugins to get the job done. And well, okay, let me give you an example. So you're still the coffee shop, and you want to turn your offline customers and digitalize them and keep them coming back. So you apply our loyalty system, then you get to our CRM, and then you send updates. So if you want to work with nearby offices, we give you this possibility. And if you want to deliver to the user offices, for example, you will get this opportunity. And in the end, you will increase your recurring revenue. That's the main distinguishing factor from other competitors.
I'm sorry. So the other competitors, they do not increase revenue. That's what you're saying? If I talk to the other competitors, they're not going to say, oh, yeah. My buddy over at ASAP, he increases but we don't, he can't increase revenues. Really?
Yeah. They do. Of course they do. That's why they exist.
Yeah.
We're an all-in-one solution. So business doesn't have to choose.
Will you clean the tables at the end of the day and put the chairs on top?
If that's what the business requires, and if that's the plugin that we will develop in the future, like cleaning tables, and we will see the opportunity and market here, of course we will.
Okay, so when you have some limited number of plugins so far,
Sure.
And it sounds like a loyalty program is one of the plugins.
Yeah.
Right. I'm assuming some form of social media promotion plugin or something. Is that true? Or
yes. CRM, receiving feedback, sending updates, working with offices, getting new influences, and it's all available on one platform.
Okay, but you don't help me with my accounting or my ERP or my you're not at that end of a small business.
We're now focusing on customer engagement. So later, maybe we will switch to other segments as well.
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry to give you such a hard time here.
No, that's all right.
Consider it feedback, okay?
I sometimes struggle with my product as well.
So to follow up on Bill's question, how might you compete with something like an existing ERP system or a point of sale system that may already have that advantage in being deployed with the customer and could offer their own app store? You know, would you see those vendors as potential channel partners, or are they really competitors to what you're offering? How do you play with that system?
All right. So generally, these standard ERP systems, which are located in store, they basically track the customers inside the business, but they don't work at getting new clients. So basically, they're closed in their ecosystem. What we do is we provide a platform that's available to everyone, and every other business is connected to each other. And every other client is connected to each other. So businesses can target, for example, clients that suit their profiles, and they can attract these customers. Or, for example, if they want to get to nearby offices, they can also get it through our system. And that's the main distinguisher, that we work on like an open source, like social network system.
All right. Thank you so much. If any of the investors interested, we will definitely connect. A great pitch, and we're moving on to the next one. We have 14 hands. We probably take the last one. If we have more time, maybe we take another one, but it will depend on investors how they decide. Investors need to have also closing statements. So let's see Sauren Hecho. Sauren, are you ready?
Thanks for having me. Yes, I am. Can you hear me well? Yes. Okay, great. So my name is Soren. I'm the founder of Open Auto. We repeated short. We're the owner of auto repair.
I don't want meeting. I just let's see your call. Just trying to promote.
Just one second.
The comments.
Paul. Thank you. Thanks. I'll start over. So we all have had cars. We all have faced issues maintaining them and repairing them. The problem is it's very difficult for you to actually conduct that process. It's very cumbersome. A lot of people have issues finding a mechanic. They don't have time to take it to a mechanic repair shop, and have difficulty dealing with the mechanic because of lack of transparency. My co-founder and I identified this because we own the repair shop. We have understood the consumer problems, and we decided to build a platform to help people streamline the process of the repair. Through Open Auto, you schedule what you need to do. We pick up your car, we take it to a vetted repair shop. You can track the progress real time, and we'll deliver the vehicle back to you. With this process, we have been able to generate 160 grand within 9 weeks for our MVP. And we are seeking to dominate this $180 billion market within the next 5 to 10 years by having the right team and the right team of investors. We're seeking 700,000 for our pre-seed round. I'm open for questions. I hope it's a pretty straightforward.
Thank you so much. Your camera, or I have to out from the room.
What's all the background noise? What?
I'm trying to say Paul to. Who turn off your mic?
It might be Soren, I think.
Please, everyone.
Yeah, but there might be some people around Soren. Right? They're.
I'll mute myself after the question.
Okay. So, which country are you operating in?
We're currently in Vancouver. We have the network of vetted repair shops are third-party shops that we do not own. We are in 3 different cities: Vancouver, Burnaby, and Surrey. We have done jobs in all 3 cities.
Okay.
Okay.
So could you talk a little? There are some other there are a bunch of variations on this model, right? So how are you? Can you talk a little bit about the competitors, the other guys that are doing things that are very similar? There's some that are sending the mechanic to where your car is, and there are some that are picking up the car and taking it to the mechanic. And so, kind of where do you fit in that landscape?
We pick up the car, we take it to a shop, to a better shop. The reason we don't do mobile repair because you can only do minor repairs. You cannot do the majority of the repairs. And the shops that we work with, we go through a vetting process to ensure that we only have the highest quality. This is one of the problems that came out because we've noticed that our consumers and our customers tell us that we cannot drop off because it's inconvenient for them. It conflicts with their schedule. They worry about quality and they worry about transparency of communication between the shop and the customer. So we are targeting to fix these 3 problems.
And then, so there's another company that has had, it's called Car Magic. I'm sure you've researched all the companies, right? So you're familiar with everybody.
Yes.
What they're okay. So, and where is your price cost compared to, sort of the alternatives?
We're about $80 more expensive based on the average repair cost. So usually people spend about $520 per visit. We charge about $600, and we do not charge for the pickup and drop off. Actually, during our MVP, initially we were attempting to charge for the pickup and drop off, and we only closed 2 out of 10 people. When we made it free, 9 out of 10 people wanted the service, even though it was more expensive.
Okay, part of that is the lack of transparency, right? So I don't know if it's going to be more expensive or not because it's so painful to, know exactly what it's going to cost. But I appreciate your being clear on that. What is your margin on that 160K that you've generated?
We made 40 grand.
Really, 25% margin, you're saying?
Sorry, actually, that's the 40 grand US. So we made a bit more than that. Our margins were 32%.
Okay. Yeah. That's pretty impressive. Okay. And how does that, do you get a combination of a revenue split and a bounty, or how do you do your pricing with the shops? And there's a danger there that, you send people to the shops that pay you the most. How do I feel comfortable that you're not, being bribed to send me to a more expensive shop?
Our pricing is relatively standardized with all the shops. We make sure that we take measure in terms of ensuring that the quality is maintained regardless of the price that the shop is paying us. And with the bigger the number of shops we have on the network, the more standardized the quality and the more balanced it becomes. That's what we have noticed. In terms of margins and what our revenue model is, it's every shop in North America charges on 2 separate categories: labor and parts. We take a cut off of the labor, and we take a specific markup from the cost of the labor. So we get 25%. We pay the shops 25% markup on the parts, and we pay the shops $100 per hour for labor.
Okay.
Yeah. We charge the end customer 65% markup on parts and 165 for the labor.
Okay. Do they pay you or do they pay the shop?
They only deal with us. They only deal with the Amazon of auto repair. We guarantee the quality and we guarantee that we'll take care of your car. And that's why people choose us. Actually,
okay, and then
where's back and asking us.
And where's the warranty then?
Usually warranty is provided, the majority of warranties are provided through the parts suppliers.
Okay.
However, we've noticed that the comebacks are very little. So it's an affordable features to provide to end customers.
So you're warrantying the service. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Yeah. And then we usually harvest the warranty back from the shops.
Okay.
Who service the car.
And that's part of your contract with the shops.
That's right.
All right. Good.
As a more
So I'm actually interested. I'm actually interested.
All right. One shark is in. Okay, fantastic. Congratulations. And I will definitely later after the event today or tomorrow. You had a question? Did I?
Oh no, Bill actually just asked my question about warranty.
All right. So we are all set, and we have 4 minutes before the event ends. So this is the time probably.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. This is probably the time when we let Sharks to close the session. And with that, I would just say, everyone, so thank you so much, first of all, for your business wishes and for being here. But of course, some people may be disappointed because they didn't make it to the end. And it's normal because we have a lot of interest, a lot of people are joining, and we are trying to be as fair as possible with everyone. So very sorry that you couldn't make it to the end, but we will give you priority on the next event on May 25th. So I just put in the chat the link for the next week, in 2 weeks. Next week we'll skip. In 2 weeks, May 25th, you will be able to pitch. And I just took a screenshot of your names to make sure that that you get the priority to pitch among the first. Now, Go Global World is the platform, so don't forget to subscribe and create your startup profile to meet investors real time through our system to match with them based on the criteria. Now, thank you everyone for participating, and let's close the session with the Sharks. So, Devin, you want to go first?
Yeah.
What would be your final wishes, or maybe just feedback to the startups?
Yeah, I thought everyone pitched well today. I think the biggest theme was the more concise you can make your pitch and the more clear your traction as well as business model, the more it resonates to us investors. And so that'll be my one feedback for everyone today as well as in the future. And you all can reach me. I posted my LinkedIn in the chat, and if you're looking for a VC, particularly Chicago, we are a corporate collaborative. We have corporate partners that come together, and we help the startups kind of develop commercial pilots, and we really integrate with the startups and the corporations to build an kind of like an innovation funnel. And so the specific sectors are anything under the sun related to B2B kind of software and technology. So thank you for your time today, and it was awesome seeing all the pitches.
It was awesome to have you, Devin. It was Devin Brown, Venture Capital Associate from TechNexus Venture Collaborative. Bill, your turn.
Yes, thank you, Danil, and again, happy birthday to you. Fun way to spend your birthday. Yeah, and Devin, by the way, I'd love to connect with you around, you know, working together on a Startup World Cup competition in Chicago that we're working on. We want to try to tap the best and the brightest in the Chicagoland area. I happen to be from Chicago, so I have a personal interest. Okay. And sorry, gang, for the shameless promotion in the chat for my book. So I co-authored a book called Getting to Wow, Silicon Valley Pitch Secrets for Entrepreneurs. And I gotta say, Danil, I think today the pitches were pretty good. They were pretty good. But, you know, to everyone, one of the things that I just try to emphasize, please make sure that it is clear to us what your business is. It's got to be clear, but more than that, you've got to give us something in the way of a compelling value proposition. You know, you've got to convince us that you've got something that is 10x better. Most entrepreneurs spend too much time describing their product and not very well, and they don't even give us the clear benefits, the compelling benefits of the product. and then some evidence that what you're saying is true and you're different than all the other people that are doing the same thing. So that's the big idea behind getting to wow: clear, compelling, and credible.
Thank you so much, Bill. It's always great to have you, and I definitely connect you with Devin after the event. So by email. That was Bill Reichert, general partner from Pegasus Ventures. Tech Ventures, actually. Yeah, thank you. And move on. Let's move on to Zamir Shukho. Zamir?
Yeah, I always forget to hit the mute button. Thank you one more time. Appreciate all the pitches that were here today. It does take an effort, to come and to pitch. For some of you, it was one of the very first pitches. Now, I want to double down on what Bill said. It's important to be very clear, and because you have only limited time, 2 minutes. There is such thing as elevator pitch. So please research that a little more. It's the way you kind of shorten your message, and you talk about only the very, very important things, because within 2 minutes, people sometimes talk about the problem for too long, sometimes talk about the features of the product for too long, and they miss out on the things that are important to the investors, right? And most of it is how do you create the value to your customers, and what is the business model around it. And if you have traction, please talk about the traction, showing that you've already proved that this is solving the problem and there's somebody who is willing to pay for it. Other than that, we are always open to connect, and LinkedIn, find me on LinkedIn, we'll talk more. Good luck to everyone. Thanks.
Thank you, Zamir. It's great to have you every time. And Evie, this is the easiest part for you. You're closing the entire event of the 2 hours. Everyone was.
That's right. Well, I echo all the other judges' feedback. Nice job, everyone. Thank you for making the time to pitch to us, and it was lovely to meet you all.
That was fantastic, short to the point. Thank you, and great to have you. I hope to see you all next events as well. Hope you enjoy it, and definitely we will connect you with the startups. And of course, dear startups who got connections with investors, you'll get these connections either today or most probably tomorrow. So just let me just celebrate my birthday, maybe I'll just have some time on that too. And if you want to make me a birthday present, just create your startup profile on our app, our platform. This is the link. And if you have any questions to us, reach us out via email, info@goglobal.world. Thank you so much. You've done a great job. And those who didn't pitch will pitch next time. I'll make sure you get your chance. Thank you, and have a great the rest of the day. Goodbye, guys.